Guys, we have to talk. This season is not going as expected. We were supposed to win like 50 games. We were supposed to be a top 4 seed in the West, compete with Golden State, compete with Houston, OKC. LeBron was supposed to win MVP. The core was supposed to develop. We're supposed to get better, but obviously none of that happened. The Lakers are, how do I put this? They're not good right now. They're very bad, actually. 10th, 11th in the West, 3 games out of the playoffs. Who's to blame for right now ESPN and Basketball Reference having the Lakers at 3% chance to make the Western Conference playoffs? Just the playoffs. We were supposed to be good this year. Whose fault is it that the Lakers lost to the Hawks? They lost to the Knicks, they lost to the Bulls. Recently, the Anthony Davis-less Pelicans. We lost to the Grizzlies twice. I mean, this season has been bad. We beat some good teams, but you can't lose to these bad teams like this. The Lakers have lost 7 games this year against teams who are 8 games or more under 500. Those 7 games, most of the games that I mentioned there, if they win those 7 games, that's the difference between 10th place right now, not making the playoffs, not looking very likely, compared to 5th place, being fine. That's where we're supposed to be all year. You know, you gotta win the easy games. Whose fault is it for all of this? It's gotta land on someone. So let's get right into the video. So this season lands on 3 different groups. And the first one everyone wants to jump on right away, ASAP, is Luke Walton and the coaching staff. Sure, these guys haven't been the best. Luke Walton, I have personally supported him and stood up for him the last couple of years. I love the dude. But you know, yeah, his rotations are questionable sometimes. We get these lineups earlier in the year with Lonzo, Rondo, and LeBron on the court at the same time. That's terrible. We get Kuzma and LeBron at the 5 sometimes. The lineups, yes, the lineups do not work. How much of it has to do though with Luke Walton's coaching staff, with the assistant coaches, the guys who know the offense, who know the plays, the schemes, they created this. His buddies from Arizona, a lot of this lands on them. The Lakers have run some terrible plays, if you can even call them plays. It's been atrocious at times. The coaching staff is a huge problem, I understand, but how much of it is on the coaches? You know, like I said, there's 3 different things I want to talk about today. The coaches, and then you got the guys out there performing on the court. The players are a huge problem, it seems like. You know, who do you blame for the turnovers? The 10, 12 a game, 13, like when you get up in like the 20s, 20 turnovers a game, I mean, that's uncalled for. You can't have that happen. You know, the missed free throws. You know how many games they lost earlier in the season because of the choking in the 4th quarter? All the missed free throws. Look at the free throw percentages. It's terrible. That lands on the players. The injuries, you know, it's hard to say the injuries land on the players, but at the same time, you know, LeBron had a minor groin injury. He dodged a bullet, whatever he said on Twitter right after it happened, but he was still out a month plus. Lonzo Ball's 4 to 6 week injuries, looking more like 2 to 3 to 4 months, maybe missing like the whole rest of the season, which I could definitely see happening. The suspensions, I mean, this lands on the players as well. It lands on the coaches, but it lands on the players. You could argue more. They're the one actually like on the court. You can say Kuzma. Yeah, I love Kuzma. On and off the court, I love the guy. But if he's not scoring and if he's not shooting, his 3-point shot went way down this year. LeBron James, his defense has been atrocious the second half of the season. You know, it's just guys haven't stepped up. They haven't really found their role. The bench was terrible this year, man. It's the coaches, but it's got to be the players as well. But, you know, the third thing is something I really want to talk about here. The coaches have been getting hate. Luke Walton, fire Luke on Instagram and Twitter. I've seen it can be the players, you know, guys not developing, guys not playing well together. But a big thing we don't talk about enough is the front office. That's the third thing I want to touch on today, because as bad as Luke Walton and the coaching staff have been, You know, as bad as the players and the injuries, the guys out on the court actually not performing the way they should to get us into the playoffs, how much of that has to do with the front office and the team that was put together outside of LeBron James signing this summer, which is, by the way, outstanding job by Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka. They haven't done anything else. They signed these guys in the offseason, like Lance Stevenson, Michael Beasley, even Rondo, I hate to say it, and JaVale, re-signing KCP. It was not the right core to put around LeBron and the young guys. The bench has been so bad this year. We really needed a core like we traded for, like Reggie Bullock. We needed shooters around these facilitators, the guys who can spread the floor. We have Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James. These guys are ball handlers. We needed shooters around them. The front office did a terrible job. I could talk about this for hours and hours. The front office did not do a good job of signing guys this summer. That's a big reason why I think this season failed. You can blame the coaches, you could blame the players, but with Lonzo Ball hurt and LeBron hurt, this team was not meant to succeed without those guys. Another reason why I think the front office just hurt this team a lot this year, there were two things that really hurt the Lakers this season. Number one, Lonzo Ball's injury. He played so good up until his injury. He was arguably the best defensive player on the team, running the offense at times, and his injury was just at a bad time. A couple weeks before the trade deadline, he was playing really well at the time, but the second thing, the biggest thing that killed the Lakers this season was the trade deadline fiasco with LeBron wanting to team up with Anthony Davis and the Lakers getting fined again. That just killed the chemistry. Saying that you're gonna trade Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Rondo, Hart for 2 to 4 first-round picks. The front office, that's a killer. That's a killer to the team chemistry. I don't care what you say, but the front office, as good as they've been with trades and signings and what they've done in drafting, the front office truly has been struggling the last few months. And that's a big part of their struggle this whole year. Another thing I want to mention here, a big stat I have, just to follow up with the bad signings this summer. So points better or worse per 100 possessions. Here is each Lakers player. Let's just start with the top, the positive. Reggie Bullock, small sample size, but he is much better, like 16 points better when he's on the court per 100 possessions. I'm not gonna say all the numbers, but in that order, Reggie Bullock, LeBron, Tyson Chandler, and now here is where it gets interesting. Josh Hart, Zubac, Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, all those guys, the young core. That's what I love to see. With that should be an above 500 team. You have that core of guys who are better per 100 possessions when they're on the court. Now you look at the negatives, KCP, Rondo, JaVale, Michael Beasley before he got cut, and Lance Stevenson. Before he got traded, then cut. The signings were bad. The front office is a big reason why the Lakers have failed this year. Now there's 22 games left in the season. They're 2 games under 500. They've got to catch up to these teams like the Kings, the Clippers, the Spurs, and the only thing that's keeping the Lakers in the playoff hunt right now is that these teams ahead of them aren't playing too great. But again, like I said, Basketball Reference and ESPN giving them a 3% chance to make the playoffs. With all that said, I think I'm done talking about why the Lakers struggle this year. You get it, the coaching staff, the players, the front office. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As you can see, the other videos, the old ones, were Big Baller Land. We rebranded that back to Lakers Pulse. Just talking about the Lakers. Should see definitely more videos. Shout out to Gradient Visuals for letting me use those pictures on the intro. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Feel free to drop a like, comment your thoughts. I'll reply to all the comments, and subscribe for more.